Hey everybody, welcome back. We have a new video out today. So a quick warning, this is a two-part video. It should be fairly quick. We're going to talk about the progressive summoning chances that are going to start tomorrow, and we're going to talk about the summoning events and all that fun jazz for the fusion, and let's just get right into it. So they, of course, posted this morning, probably after people started summoning already, which is a big bummer. But if you haven't summoned yet, if you're an American like me and it's like still early morning, hopefully this gets to you before you start summoning for Shemnath. Maybe this changes your mind. We'll see. But they posted this, hey, all this Friday, July 5th, we're planning to launch a progressive chance event for the weekend, giving you at least a times 15 chance to summon the champions of your choice from the selected pool from Ancient, Primal, Sacred, and Void Shards. In the first slot for legendaries, we're going to have Duchess, Elva, Underpriest Brogni, Kaja the Wry, Minaya, Siphi the Lost Bride from Voids, and Nekhret the Great. And then for epics, Sepulcher Sentinel, Mausoleum Mage, Grizzled Jarl, Maneater, Skytouched Shaman. This event will be active for 72 hours. So here's the thing. If you're like me and you are going for the fusion, I would wait until Friday, the 5th of July for tomorrow. And then I would probably put Duchess or Elva. You know, maybe you're feeling crazy. Maybe put an Underpriest Brogni in that slot instead. These are definitely the top three that are really good, especially the Underpriest Brogni. If you're wanting to do the shield combo for Hydra, for Yannicka, with Vaultkeeper Wixwell, these are the three I would be going for, but Underpriest if you really need him, I guess, because it's him and Krisk are like the really good synergistic legendaries that work well with that team, okay? But honestly, if you're pulling Voids like maybe myself, and I'm very close to Mercy, I have both of these Void legendaries, and I don't know if I'd even select Siphi the Lost Bride or Nekhret the Great to be put in that legendary slot for myself. I might just pop a couple and see where we get to. I'm not expecting much, to be honest. I will be doing a summoning video tomorrow on it. I'll wake up a little early and then get the video recorded and then put it out before I have to head to work. But yeah, these are, I mean, great, not great. Got a buff, is pretty decent, Minaya. Siphi's amazing. Nekhret the Great, still really, obviously, his title, The Great. He's not as amazing as he used to be because the meta's really changed. But if you watch Shinny or any of the high level platinum arena fighters or live arena guys, they still use Nekhret quite a bit. So maybe. And then the epics, really, Sepulcher Sentinel, garbage. Really is only good for newer accounts that are trying to do clan boss that haven't gotten the components yet to do an unkillable team. Mausoleum Mage, it's a very solid epic. But again, he lacks because I think his block debuffs only last for one turn. And when the buffs are put up, it is not the first buff being put up. So his big drawback is, say you're going against Tormund, he won't protect you against Tormund in Arena or Doom Tower because he puts other buffs up first before block debuffs go up. And so a little controversy for you, a little bit of history in Raid. Back in the day, his skill set was written so it said the block debuffs went up first, but the coding didn't do that. So instead of changing the coding to make it so he put that up first to make him an amazing champion, honestly, for an epic, Raid just changed the text to make it show that, hey, actually the other ones go up first or whatever for some reason. I mean, and honestly, he's a very solid epic. I still use mine occasionally. Grizzled Jarl, again, this is actually, as I'm looking at these three here, Grizzled Jarl is probably the best epic out of the three regular epics. He does a lot for your team, and I see people using him a lot in Cursed City. Maneater, again, we're talking about the unkillable clan boss teams. That's going to be the one you want to put in your epic slot if you don't have that team ready and raring to go, if you're still struggling with clan boss. Once you get clan boss figured out in the game, this makes the game so much easier, okay? And then Skytouched Shaman is just something nice to have. If you look at my budget video for Iron Twins, she is part of it, and she's great in it, but she can also be replaced with any epic that can do a lot of healing, like big heals. But yeah, I mean, it really looks like Duchess, Elva, and Underpriest are the three non-voids that are great here for legendaries. I would pick Siphi over Nekhret, to be fair. She really does open up a lot more doors. And then Sepulcher, no. Mausoleum Mage, really no. Grizzled Jarl probably would be the one I'd pick. And then Maneater if you don't have your clan boss team set up. And then Skytouched Shaman just because, you know what I mean? So, whoop, got that off center. That's the first part of the video. Let's look at the next part here. I'm just going to pull it up here quick. Boom. F11 for full screen. How you doing? So this is going to be Packmaster Shayak. This is the Fragment event calendar. Just taking a quick look at it, and I'll move myself out of the way again as we did last night. Put myself right over his face. Yeah. So as we're looking at it here, we have 30 extra shards that they're going to give to us. 20 of the shards will come from leaderboard tournament positions, so first and second. And that's kind of a big bummer, but hey, it is what it is. But you get 10 extras if you want to go the distance to try and get more fragments for High Mother Maud, okay? And as we're looking here, today is the 4th of July. Ice Golem Tournament starts today with the Summon Rush, with Champion Training. But I'm going to urge you to wait because Ice Golem does overlap with the first Dungeon Divers event, and so does the Fire Night Tournament that starts on the 7th of July. Overlaps with the Dungeon Divers event, okay? So you're going to be able to essentially triple dip here if you're just a little patient, okay? And if you did win your CVC and you got your personal rewards, you did just get a big influx of energy, so I would just hold on to that. Champion Training event is also going on right now as well. That's something you can do without spending energy. It's actually not hard, and I believe I did an old video on it, but I can do a new video on that if you so wish to see it. Artifact Enhancement event, these are pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. I do have a video on how to do that effectively, efficiently. I'm stupid, so I put both words in there on different parts. Pray for me. But yeah, that one, go look at that video and you can figure out how to do this. You could have less than 1 million silver and you can do the entire event, get everything you need, and be done. As long as you have artifacts to level up and sell for level 4. All right. We have another Champion Training event that's going to be going on starting on July the 10th. This will overlap with the Dragon Tournament, and the Dragon Tournament will overlap with the Dungeon Divers event and another Artifact Enhancement event, okay? And it looks like this Dungeon Divers overlaps with the first, or that Fire Night event as well. So, yeah, you get about a day and a half, it looks like, to overlap here, and then same here with the Dragon Tournament. We have a Classic Arena Takedown. There's 2 of them. One will start tomorrow on July 5th. And then we have the Champion Chase Tournament, which, so if you've been waiting to summon your Marius and you didn't really need it for CVC, this would be a good time to get some free 650 points for that Champion Chase Tournament. Also, if you have those Epic Void Lizardmen like I do, I have 2 copies sitting in there. You can summon those 2, get an extra 700 points. This will make this a lot easier, okay? And then it looks like the Dragon Tournament with the Spider Tournament also coincides with the Dungeon Divers Event 3. So again, just plan accordingly. And yeah, it looks like we have 3 artifact events total, and that is actually what's going to close it out. But the 2 tournaments that are going to have extra fragments for first place and second place, looks like the Champion Chase Tournament. I believe it's also second place. It might just be first, but I think it's 5 and 5. I could be wrong. We'll see when it happens. But the Champion Training Tournament that starts on the July 10th and the Champion Chase Tournament that starts on the 12th, it looks like you're going to get extra fragments from that. To be fair, I don't think people are really going to push these 2 just to get the fragments. So if you wanted to snipe them to make your life a little bit easier, probably wouldn't be a bad idea. But yeah, honestly, it looks like you can like skip this Champion Training event right here because we have 10 extra that we don't need that are not from tournament leaderboards, and you could do the rest of them, or you can do like the first part of the Summon Rush and not do the second part of the Summon Rush, and then same thing for the Champion Chase Tournament because they're going to split them up into 2. They don't keep them in like a batch of 15. One will be the 5, which is the first one. The next one will be a 10. Okay, so it's something to consider. Now I actually do want to show you something that I was actually very impressed with Raid before we get done with everything. So Plarium did this today. So as you know, I did that video yesterday saying no, Shemnath is not worth 150 ancients. This Shemnath really is worth like 90 ancient shards. If they would have been like, he's 90 ancient shards, I'd have been like, you should go for him. That's a hell of a deal. They're being generous, okay? Shemnath is not worth any more than that. It's a fair deal. Fair work for fair pay. But they put it up with the Summon Rush today, which is actually kind of amazing, right? You're not going to, I mean, if we look at it, so like 40 points a shard at 150 shards, what are we getting? We're getting 6,000 points, okay? That's going to put you right about over here, Legendary Skill Tome, and you just open up a couple more shards, maybe some mysteries, and get yourself a second Legendary Skill Tome if you're going for Shemnath. But the good thing is, 3,200, right, for getting both of the fragments, right, the 15 fragments total. Now, if we just go here, and you can't see my calculator, but I got it up. If we go 3,200 and we divide that by 40, that's going to be 80 ancients, right? That's doable. I don't know if I'd spend that much, to be fair, but if we go with like 3,200 divided by 120, which is what Void Shards are worth, that's 26 voids can get you to 32, 27-ish, actually 26.6. And then if I scroll down so I can look at some stuff here. All right, so we got 3,200, and we're going to divide that by 200, and that's 16 primals will get you there. And then, yeah, so 3,200 divided by 500, which is what the sacred shards are going to be. That's about 6.5 sacred shards, give or take. Honestly, I would go all the way for this legendary skill tome myself, and that's what I will be doing, because you do end up picking up a little mythic skill tome along the way. But if you look here, you get 700 energy from hitting 4,100 plus 200 here. That's 900 energy. You get 1,000 energy. That's pretty decent. And you get a 6-star speed glyph. That's the piece de resistance, right? That's them really trying to get us to be like, come on, you know you want it. Go for it. And honestly, they got me. I was going to go for it anyways, but then I was looking at it and I was like, well, I can get all the way down here to this legendary skill tome, which is going to be about, if you want to go down to legendary skill tome, let's go 8,100 divided by 500 for sacreds. It's going to cost you about 16.2 sacreds. I mean, it's a lot of sacreds for this. Funnily enough, people will pull the fusion right away in that. Again, let's go 8,100, and then we'll divide it by 200. That's going to be 40 primals. Definitely not worth it. Primals should only be pulled when you're doing the ×2 primal event. 8,100, right? We're going to divide that by 120. It's going to be almost 70 voids. Definitely not worth it. And then let's go 8,100 divided by 40, right? Here we are, 202 ancients. I don't believe that's worth it. I think as always, the general rule is if you have it, pull sacreds. If you can spare it, but honestly, if you really have it, pull mysteries. A lot of people farm up a lot of mystery shards, myself included, and it's not unlikely that you would get up to, I've seen people with 15,000 mystery shards, and it's going to take you hours to open all the mystery shards, feed all the champions, which isn't a bad idea, because here you are with the champion training event, which actually has good rewards as well. You hit 7250, you're going to get yourself 100 eternal soul coins, which is 2 essences, which isn't bad. If you're like me, that's what you're converting all of it into at this point. You can get up here to get another primal, and you can get another legendary skill tome at 11,000. This used to be 10,000/9,500 for champion training, but again, with inflation, right, it all has gone up. So there you are. And yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next one. Hopefully this helps you in making your decisions. I'm going to put myself back down here. All right, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a happy 4th of July. Everybody else, have a happy Thursday.